Thanks. Our session looked at increasing the accountability of ICANN, and we started by exploring how we got here to this question. One panelist, Becky Burr, was there at the creation of ICANN in '98. Another, Fiona Alexander of NTIA, led the drafting of ICANN's affirmation of commitments, and she's there now helping with the IANA functions transition. And we also had Jamie Headland, who's handling the transition issues while he's inside of ICANN. We moved to what has now become two tracks of accountability. One track is for the IANA functions. Our panelists called that a small a accountability, because it's really just for the number and root and protocol customers. The second track that Larry Strickling talked about this morning was for ICANN's accountability, and we called that capital A accountability, since it encompasses a broad spectrum of users, and it happens once the USG steps away from its role in the IANA contract. Our panelist Matthew Shears noted that both tracks, the IANA and the ICANN track, need to be open to those outside of the ICANN world today, and that's a message that should read in well when we take it to IGF at Istanbul. Then let me give you a preview of what the year and a half ahead are going to look like as the community comes together to design the ICANN accountability track. And I say that preview because our panelists and the audience raised the very same issues we expect to discuss as we work out this track. First, we know we need to sort out the legal obligations of ICANN's directors. Are they to ICANN the corporation or ICANN the community? We had a fascinating debate on how to improve the role of governments within ICANN. That should read in well to the IGF in Istanbul. We had a unanimous view that ICANN should limit its scope to just DNS coordination issues. And there are some that IGF that might be disappointed in that, but others that I think will understand why that's the best way to keep ICANN to a remit for which it can be accountable. We explored the idea for an independent judiciary where those who've been aggrieved by decisions that ICANN has made can seek redress. And that was one of the principles that came out of the Net Mundial in Brazil. We had a suggestion to move the affirmation of commitments into ICANN's bylaws so it doesn't become the next target for those who want to remove any unique U.S. government role that would have to change in the future. And I think that's a preemptive strike we ought to take at the IGF in Istanbul. We turned to other issues like let's design for predictability by any party who relies upon ICANN. We said let's design to resist situations and stress tests that we might anticipate over the next 10 to 15 years. And finally, in other words, we said let's build accountability mechanisms for the ICANN that we want in our future. Thank you.